Hi folks, so here we are. This is the moment of truth, actually the re-maiden on the RC Powers Mig-29 version 1 that I built as through the step-by-step build video series that you can find on my channel. I'll have a link down below to the playlist if you'd like to go watch that. So anyway, we'll see here if the battery strap modification that I had to make to hopefully prevent my battery from ejecting will work. I also am using my beginner transmitter here, which I've flown with once already. So I've actually followed RC Powers instructions, and I've increased the expo to about 30%, which is what I think they recommend on their plan view. So anyway, here we go. I'm going to try and keep it out of the sun. Not going to be a whole lot of close passes here, because our first goal is to just make sure we get it up flying, and then maybe start trimming it in and see how our center of gravity is. So got to start my timer on my watch. So there we go, and she's away. So that was about a 60% throttle launch. So just bring it around here. Okay, level it off. Okay, so it's going a little bit. It's banking a little bit left here. Hopefully I'll bring it around here and see if we can. So I let off the stick, so I can see that it's wanting to roll a little bit left. So I put in a few clicks of trim. Okay, a little bit still to the left, a little bit more trim. Okay, so there is some torque roll. I noticed there when I accelerated. It banked to the left, but we just probably have to live with that. Okay, so again, a bit more, yeah, okay, a bit more right trim. Okay, so that seems good in the roll. So it's actually not too bad in the pitch. A little bit nose heavy. So especially when it's a bit nose heavy, what I like to do when I do my trimming is I'll actually, or any trimming actually, is I'll take it up, you know, point it skyward, and then, because you know you sort of have to take your finger or your thumb off of the stick. So you want it to be climbing, and I'll keep a good, I keep about 60% throttle on, you know, the power setup and the weight that I have here. So winner chicken dinner. It seems like our battery strap mod is working out. So that's good. Ooh, yeah, I might need to go a little more expo even in the roll. She's pretty responsive there. Okay, so let's bring it by here. Okay, so when I let go of the stick, still needs a little bit more trim on the right. Yeah, looking pretty good. I'm going to put another couple clicks of trim in the up. I don't know that I'm going to need to adjust my battery position. I think it's actually going to be okay. A few clicks of trim is acceptable. So there you can see when I hammered the throttle, I was getting a bit of torque roll. So that's something that, you know, you might need to watch for. So I'm just going to demonstrate in my top 10 beginner flying mistakes here. So I'm at about 60% throttle here. So I'm just going to do, I'm up a little higher, so hopefully you can see it over the trees. So I'm just doing like a figure 8 here, you know, with the center of the 8 sort of right in front of me. So hopefully, I know it's going to be maybe difficult for you to see, but you know, it presents the airplane to me in many different angles, you know, both in angles of bank and angles going away from me and towards me. So it's a really good drill when you're practicing your turns, and you can work on really keeping your turns smooth. And then you can do, you know, like full turns, trying to keep it level, you know, not over banking it. and not driving it towards the trees. Okay, so let's see if okay, so that was a very, very gentle roll. So I might actually need to up my throw and my roll axis again, you know, towards, I mean, it's got plenty in here now for, you know, just this basic flying around and getting it trimmed in. There is a bit of a breeze here picking up, maybe about 5 to 10 miles an hour, so it will get bounced around a little bit. But you know, if you feel the wind, okay, there's my alarm. If you feel the wind coming up, then just, you know, give yourself a little bit more airspeed and maybe a little bit more altitude, so you've got more, you know, the plane will. Okay, so landing, I'm about 6 feet in the air there. Gonna chop it power. You know, she just kind of floats in because she's a profile plane. But you may need to, what you want to avoid doing is, like, you know, landing up here, so the plane is essentially, you know, dropping. You want to have a certain amount of forward momentum so that your control surfaces are still you know, working. The other thing is, so yeah, I ended up having to put quite a bit of trim in there. I might, right trim. I might have to go back and check my control surfaces again, make sure that those are aligned. But that's, you know, that's part of the dialing in process that I'm going to go through. But yeah, so I think I will increase my roll by maybe just a little bit more. You know, I don't need it to roll like a bullet, but that'll come as we, you know, throughout the series as we start doing some more advanced maneuvers. So. But yeah, you know, that battery mod, after the build error that I made, that seemed to work out okay. Battery wasn't sliding around, so pretty good trim in the pitch. You know, I just looking at my transmitter, I got a few clicks of trim, but I'm not too worried about it. You know, I'll keep flying it. I normally like to get about half a dozen flights in my plane, and then I'll put a mark with a marker where the battery goes, so you know, I always put the battery in the same every time. So there we go. So just a little bit more on the landing. There's especially with these flatter profile planes, there's essentially, you'll find there's what's called ground effect. You come down and it's normally about wingspan or 2 wingspans high, so in this case maybe 2 or 3 feet off the ground. And what will happen is you'll sort of be coming down. Maybe it's easier to demonstrate with the plane. You'll be coming down, and then you'll sort of hit a point, and it's almost like a bit of a cushion, and then the plane won't, you know, it'll sort of just continue gliding ahead, and it won't penetrate. So sometimes you may have to leave just a little bit of power on, you know, just to get through that, and then once you're a couple feet off the ground, you know, just chop the power completely and just let her glide in. But you know, when I chop the power there, the other thing you can do is when you're flying around, you know, take it up nice and high, and a good way to, which unfortunately I forgot to demonstrate, good way to see if you're balanced properly in the pitch is to fly along and then just chop the power, and then you know, see what it does. Obviously take it up nice and high because you're going to glide a little bit and give you time to put the power back on. But yeah, so there we go. Successful re-maiden of the beginner park jet build RC Powers Mig-29 version 1. So yeah, just time now to get it flying a lot more, get it dialed in, and I'll have more follow-on videos as I get my plane dialed in, and then we'll probably go through you know, a little bit more demonstration of stuff that I look for in the air, and then, you know, we'll advance on maybe some basic aerobatics. So there we go. Thanks very much for watching, folks. Blue skies, calm winds to everyone. Park jet noise, the other sound of freedom, baby. Take care.